This is Bob from Metal Master Kingdom. Alright, today I have two members of Shatter Mesiah here in the Pagan Annex. Michael Duncan on my left, vocalist, and on my right, Patrick Gibson, guitarist. On behalf of myself and Metal Master Kingdom, I want to thank you for taking the time today to talk to me.
Oh, our pleasure.
Now, there's three other members of Shatter Mesiah who could not be here today. They are Kern Murphy on guitars, who originally formed Shatter Mesiah. Robert Falzano on drums.
Yep.
And Jim Lewis on bass.
Yes.
Okay, he's fairly new, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He's actually the owner of Strictly 7 Guitars, who Shatter strictly plays. Well, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Most of the time we play Strictly 7.
Every once in a while, Pat pull out his.
My old ass Gibson Les Paul.
But it's beautiful. We love it.
All right, great. So that answered that question. All right, now, Michael, who you referred time or two to one of your jobs is relating to libraries. You don't tell me much about it, but I have a theory. You're actually the librarian. You're the guardian of powerful and magical relics. Am I close in my assessment?
Let's go with that.
All right.
I agree with it.
Now, when we talked last year, you said you had shared the stage with Nevermore when you were in Pound, I believe it was.
Yes.
And is that how you became a colleague of Kern Murphy?
No, actually, I met Curran through the recording of a Godlike Status album, which was guys from Antithesis, Jim Lewis from Strictly 7, who's the bass player.
Okay.
Recorded that album, which is out worldwide right now on my own label, True Metal Records. So you can get it on iTunes and all that, which is a fabulous power metal album.
All right.
It's really good.
Curran recorded it, so that's how I met Curran.
Okay.
And then, one thing just led to another, and I got offered a position with Legacy Uprising out in Las Vegas, so I suggested to do it. I wanted Curran to produce it, so we couldn't find a guitar player, so Curran ended up playing on it. So we spent 3 months in Vegas writing an album together. And
wow, nice.
That's a really good album too.
And we just realized that we had the John Lennon, Paul McCartney thing of metal going on, so he asked me to join Shatter, and I was like, hell yeah, it'd be a pleasure. Which is, a lot different, obviously, from Pound and everything else, so it's been a challenge, but it's been a fun challenge, nonetheless.
Okay. Pat, how did you get involved in Shatter Mesiah?
Actually, it was through Michael. Before the 2010 Dallas or Die tour, Mike had asked me, he told me, I'm going on tour with Shatter Mesiah, because taking a break from Pound, and Kern, I guess, had been looking for a guitar player for like 4 months before, and nobody was really working out, and Mike suggested my name to Kern, and so I went up and met Kern one weekend, and never played a 7-string guitar in my life, and Kern says here, as soon as we walked in the door after a 5-hour trip, Kern says, here's the hardest song we have to play, and it's God Burns Like Flesh. I'm like, oh crap. So
Here's a 7-string.
Go.
So basically I had 11 days to learn 14 songs.
Wow.
From the first album, Never to Play the Servant, and the God Burns Like Flesh record. Went back up and started rehearsals, and originally was hired on as a touring guitar player, and after the Dallas and Die tour was over, Kern and Bob's and our old bass player Jason got together and kind of decided to ask me to join the band.
Cool.
Because I enjoy it. I love this stuff, man. It's fun to play. It makes me a better guitar player, and Kern's a whiz to learn from. So.
All right. So you're still playing that 7-string guitar?
I still have that one, and actually I have another 7-string that Jim Lewis built me, so I love them.
All right.
Awesome guitars. Ronnie and Ricky from Thunder Tribe just got new ones too that they're playing out live, and just fabulous. Ronnie's always been a Les Paul guy. Now he hasn't even picked his Les Pauls up since he's had this new, Strictly 7. It's a 6-string, but beautiful, beautiful guitar.
It is.
All right. I've spoken with Michael a few times before, and never with you, Pat, in regards to, an interview. So I want to ask you probably some simple questions, but
Shoot away, man.
okay. When did you first begin playing guitar?
Do I really want to tell my age? I started playing back in...
85.
Yeah, really it was around 1980, I think.
So you're like 2 years old or
81.
something.
Well, yeah, something like that. No, I was about 16 when I started playing. A buddy of mine had a Les Paul, and I was always enamored with Les Pauls. My last name's Gibson, so I got it,
Yeah.
So he showed me a couple chords, and after aggravating the shit out of my parents, can I say shit here?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, after I aggravated the shit out of my parents to get me a guitar when I was still in high school, it just kind of went on from there, and I just, as I progressed in my playing, I bought better guitars and better equipment, and just always had a love for playing guitar. Once it got in my blood, it was all over with,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna bury me with my guitar. So I'll play until I'm, in the casket. So.
All right. All right. Okay, who's some of the guitarists you admire?
Oh wow! I got to start with Randy Rhoads. He's probably my favorite. I got to catch him live twice with Ozzy Osbourne, and that was an
nice.
experience in its own. The guys from Iron Maiden,
Yeah.
the Judas Priest guys, Joe Satriani, Alan Holdsworth, Kurt Murphy.
Yeah.
Kurt's bad, dude. Those are probably my main guys right there. So.
Okay. That's some people to really look up for too, and
Well, yeah.
try to emulate.
Oh, yeah.
Which I've heard you play, and you do very well.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I always thought for years that he was one of the most underrated guitar players around, because we
Yeah.
was playing together since, he was in a different band, but he would do stuff with Pound. Well, 96,
96,
showing our age
yeah,
once
I
again.
know.
Yeah.
But he was always had a great sound, always had a good presence, always was one of the best members of his band. Every time it was like, wow,
Yeah.
this guy's amazing. So when it come to opportunity for the Shatter, we were already hooked up again after years, and there was no doubt. It was like, you gotta try Pat. He deserved it more than anybody.
Yeah.
And he took advantage of it and came in, in a short period of time, nailed everything he
Yeah.
needed to nail, and
Yeah.
impressed, a major artist, and that's a good thing,
Excellent.
Hard thing to do, too, so.
Sure. Well, I don't even think I have to ask you this one. What are some of the music groups you enjoy? Sounds like you just named it by naming the guitar.
Yeah, man. I'm actually kind of an old school guy. I love my, Iron Maidens and my Priest and Black Sabbath and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, I really don't listen to a whole lot of music. I think that the last Shadows Fall record was really phenomenal. Other than that, I don't listen to a whole lot of music.
Okay.
And probably a lot of people would be surprised about that because, you figure a musician, he just listens to tons and tons of stuff.
Yeah.
But I try, because I do write on my own, and I try not to let anything influence my writing if I can possibly help that.
Yeah.
Because I do like to try to write a little bit more original stuff, and so it's I really don't listen to a whole lot of stuff.
Okay.
Radio every now and then when I'm in the car, that's about it.
Yeah. Well, I can understand it because I know there's authors who write novels and things I've read about and heard their interviews, and they say they don't read anything except the newspaper, and then they just go life experience and write their own style. Yeah, don't be influenced by anybody.
That's right.
Okay. Now, I'm aware majority of musicians can't support themselves and their families by performing in bands. Do you have day jobs? How's they work? Do you sell drugs, and can I have some? I'm kidding.
Turn the camera off and we'll see about that. No, actually, I'm kind of unemployed right now. I worked for Lexmark International for 14 years.
Wow, yeah, I know
And,
that.
after I was, terminated in '09 after they shut everything down over here in Lexington, it's been kind of a job here and a job there. But I'm trying to keep it open, so we can go tour with Shatter Messiah.
Sure.
As you never, we could get a call tomorrow and say, we're hitting the road next week, we got to be ready. So,
Anything you drink?
I got water here. Do you want any sodas, coffee, tea?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Alrighty.
I forgot that. Yeah, I got some water.
I got some in the car, I just forgot. That's
Okay.
no biggie.
But yeah, it's just try to keep, my schedule open so we can do Shatter at any time.
Great.
Drop of a hat, 'cause like I said, it could, we could get a call tomorrow and, hey, we're hitting the road. Okay. let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of big things happening, and already tour offers are happening, even right now. Unfortunately, there's so much big things happening, we can't talk about it.
Okay, okay.
But we'll try to get as in depth as we can with things, but there is going to be some major news this summer with
Okay.
with the band. So
Great. Okay, is there anything else that I and the fans need to know about you, Pat Gibson?
Well, I just love playing guitar, man. I mean, I love playing in Shatter Messiah. I also have my cover band, Graveyard Romeos, which you came to our show Saturday night.
Yeah, that kicked ass.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. It was good to seeing you out again. It's just a love of music, man. It's been a part of my life for a long time. It'll always be a part of my life. It's what's helped me through a lot of hard times, a lot of good times, a lot of bad times. You know, my guitar's been my best friend, you know, since I started playing. Basically, that's all I've ever done, you know, since then, besides working a day job. I've always worked it to, you know, play my music, and that will never change. I'm always going to be a musician. I don't care how old I'm going to have my long hair and get out and rock out as much as I possibly can. That's what I love to do.
going for his Grizzly
Going for my Grizzly Adams.
Yeah, okay, I can relate to this.
I can't even. That's all I get. And I got to die that before you even say it. I'm just jealous.
Just for beer, man.
Okay, now I'm going to move on to both of you now, specifically Shatter Messiah questions.
Okay.
Both of you, whoever wants to answer first. Well, it's not just Shatter Messiah, it's anytime you perform. Describe the feeling you get when you're performing on stage.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? To me, it's nothing like it. I mean, that's, you know, again, it goes back to my love of music. I mean, to be up there and playing my guitar in front of a crowd and performing and seeing people having a good time and enjoying the music and getting into the band and wanting to know more about your band and just reaching out to people and touching them personally.
Yeah.
That's what I think is the really cool thing about it.
All right.
It's just awesome.
There's something magical about it, especially when you get to the level that I've been blessed to.
Yeah.
You dream about it when you're practicing in a garage
Yeah.
or a basement, and now I'm actually living the dream. So it's incredible. It's amazing.
Awesomeness.
Informing. What would you call it? What's the word I'm looking for there? Magical.
It's
Magical.
sounds
Like
good,
Ronnie
yeah.
James Dio said.
Yeah.
Magical. It is. It's a great experience, especially through all of it all. The touring and everything seems so glamorous, but 90% of the time you're just kind of waiting to play. So you get that hour, and it's built up energy. Then it's done, and you're off on the road, and you're waiting another 24 hours just to jump up for 45 minutes.
Wow, yeah. Are there things you dislike about performing and being a musician and performing? Is there something you dislike about? I mean, like if I was a drummer, I would dislike setting the drums up and taking them down. Usually they're by themselves doing it. The rest of the guys are partying.
Well, the traveling can be very, very hard. Touring is not an easy thing. It's tough. You're tired always. You never really rest. I mean, even though with Shatter we go in pretty much luxury as we can. We got a nice van and we're comfortable, but we stay in rooms, but you still never really get your bearings. And then you go through the mid-tour crisis where everybody's, first it's all, yeah! Then about midway through, everybody's
pissed off at the world for no reason whatsoever.
And then our last big tour, I got real sick, so Pat ended up being, my girlfriend and taking care of me.
Not in that way.
Not in that way. But, so just a lot. And there's 5 different personalities in a band. So you have to learn to deal with each personality, But luckily with Shatter, everyone has a wonderful personality. And we get along great, we really do.
Yeah.
Plus we're more mature, we're not as young as when you're in your 20s, you're more cocky, and now we're adults and we're a family, and that's how it has to be successful.
Okay.
For me, it's just loading gear. The older I get, the more I hate loading gear.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a nightmare too. Unfortunately, we did take a roadie the one time though.
Oh, great. Okay, if you couldn't be musicians, what would you be?
Dead.
Dead. All right. Good answer.
No, I mean, I'm a successful businessman regardless. If I didn't have music, I've always been successful. I don't need it to make money, you know.
Yeah.
I do it because I love to do it, and I want to be successful at it.
Yeah.
But I'm a businessman. I always pretty much have been, but really I couldn't imagine my life without music. I really couldn't. Because it's always been a part since I was born. My uncles had bands. You know, my uncle's staying with me right now. We play every night. You know.
Wow.
I bought me some drums. And
Yeah.
He's playing bass, and you know, it's in my blood. There's just nothing I couldn't imagine my life without it.
Well, you started out as a drummer, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to drum and sing, and I was like, well, let's get a singer. And we would try out singers, and my brother's like, you know what? You need to just sing. You know? So I was like, all right. So we found a drummer finally, and then we just moved forward from there, you know.
Okay.
There's no telling what I'd be doing if I wasn't playing music. Like he said, he's been doing it for so long, and I've been the same way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah.
Of course, when I was growing up, I did the baseball thing and the basketball.
Sure,
thing.
I won't be a postman and all.
Yeah, I mean, but I never really thought, ooh, this is what I'd really like to be doing. But once I started in music, that was, was all it was for me.
Okay.
I was so sure I was going to change the world when I first started.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's, I have talent, you know, the
Yeah.
whole thing. You know.
And then a little reality comes.
Yeah,
seeping in.
it does,
Yeah.
and, you know, but it's life. I've still done more than most people ever dream
Sure.
of. You know, I remember being in the garage and dreaming and having a way, and I wish we could do this and play for this, and I've actually got to play for 50, 60,000 people
Yeah.
and done the things that you dream about doing, you know. So now I'm just striving to make it better, just like with Pat, you know. Surround myself with world-class musicians.
Right.
Doing what I do, it's like, okay, well, how can this fail? It can't, you know. You
Yeah.
got good, smart, talented people around it, and go, you know.
Yeah, people with drive. Yeah, dedication. How does it how does it affect your personal life, or is that too personal to ask?
It doesn't affect me at all. I mean, the one person that I hang out with, one chick I hang out with, she's really supportive.
I was going to ask, do you miss her?
Oh, yeah, I always do.
Yeah.
Yeah. She pushes me actually to play, to practice. You can play your guitar more. You can play your guitar more, and that's very rare. She's the first chick I've ever run into that was actually that supportive and wanted me to actually do it even more.
Yeah, we're talking about who we refer to as Miss
Miss
Metal.
Metal.
That's right.
Hopefully she'll like me saying her name.
No.
She's a cool chick.
I've been blessed since the beginning. I've always been supported by my family, but they all were musicians. I got a huge family, and they were all talented, and they all sing or play something. So I've been blessed, and my significant other now is one of the most supportive women in the world with it. You know, so
Right.
I leave, she takes care of everything. There's no worries, you know, and
Very
that
good.
makes it
Yeah.
a lot easier to do it, you know.
A lot easier to be a metal warrior. That's what you
Yes.
guys are.
That's right.
But really, they have no choice, because if they didn't support it, I would do it anyways. You know? So
Yeah.
it is who I am. So
Yeah. Okay. Now, I was going to ask you, but you've already answered that. What are your long-term goals as a musician? You pretty much answered that already. If you're paying attention and listening, you know what they say.
to write great music. I mean, to keep
Yeah.
writing great music. I don't think we've even touched the surface yet. It was Shattered.
No.
You know, we got a new album coming out I can't wait for people to hear it. It's
Yeah.
absolutely unbelievable. The vocals, the guitars, the drums, everything. And it's just the beginning. We've already got 3 more. Me and Curran have already wrote another album
Wow.
for when these come, you know, we still
Yeah.
got. So I feel like I'm just scratching the surface of what I'm capable of doing. And having a producer like Curran has took me to a whole different level that I couldn't imagine, you know, to begin with.
Yeah.
So
I feel the same way. I mean, it's just to continue the writing process with Shatter Messiah. We wrote, like he said, back in February when we played up in Akron, we wrote 3 new songs. I mean, within like 2 days, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was like,
Wow.
boom. Could bring it. Who's got an idea? Who's got an idea? Okay, that sounds good. Let's do this.
Yeah.
But that was really cool. Curran's really good with arrangements, and Bob's is just such a phenomenal drummer. He can play anything, anytime, anywhere. And just, for us to keep on writing and making better records is what I'm looking forward to.
I'm pretty sure that Chuck Norris has a poster of Bob. I'm just not human.
Yeah.
He can PX90 for about 10 hours, then go drum all night on a granola bar.
And no sleep.
And no sleep. I've actually never seen him sleep. That's the truth. I thought I did once, but he goes, "Uh-uh."
Well, speaking of that album, when can we expect it out?
That's a good question.
You know, it will be soon. There's we got a major label interested that we're negotiating with right now.
Okay, Sony, Nightmare Sony, or
No, that's
that's another band.
that's Thunder Tribe.
Okay.
Yes. We did talk with them, but we got an opportunity to go a different route that I'll tell you about off camera.
Okay.
Because you're a friend, you know.
Yeah, I don't.
We know you're not gonna turn the camera real quick and go.
Yeah, I haven't yet, and I don't plan on starting.
But it's going to be good. It's going to be called Hell the New Cross. It's a fabulous album. It really is, and we're excited. I mean, hopefully within this summer, definitely.
Okay, great.
And we're touring again too. We're negotiating things like that. We've had an offer already, so we'll see how it goes. We signed with a management company or a booking agent company to put us on tour. So.
Okay.
You got to miss the last one, unfortunately.
Yeah,
We were supposed to
man.
do
I mean,
this
that,
then.
that was all. I
Got
want to say it was
sick.
all my own fault, but it wasn't.
We're just glad you're well.
Yeah,
Just glad
thanks,
you're well.
man. Yeah, I'm glad. to be
That
on
show was for
here.
you in spirit. You were there. with us.
Awesome. And there was another band I heard I was knocked out in ICU. They played up at Bogart's and they gave a shout out to me on stage, and that was awesome. I got to see a video of that.
That's cool.
That brought a tear to my eye. Is there an overall theme to the album? Do you do themes, or do you just?
Yeah, there is. I mean, each song has its own kind of theme.
Yeah.
The Hell, the Cross. I guess you'd have to ask Kern more on that.
Okay, but it's nothing like the
Aspect
Who
of it.
used to do with the
No,
concept
it's not a concept album, but each song is. I've changed the melody and the style a lot from Wags, who was the original singer.
Yeah.
He was great, but with me, Kern gives me a freedom to do what I do, and then I bring it to him, and then so it's just about a little bit of everything. The government, faith, love.
Damn the man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah, or my rants on some Facebook.
You have some good ones on there.
I'm pretty sure I can answer this. Where was the album recorded?
Smiley Sound Studios.
Yeah.
And if you're a band out there listening to this and you don't record with Kurt Murphy, you're crazy.
That's right.
All right.
And when you hear the new albums and you hear the new Thunder Tribe X Pound album, you will see why it's fabulous. Just and the Godlike Status stuff and the Legacy Upright, all the material I've recorded with him now.
Something I'm always interested in. Sometimes I buy an album just because of the cover art. Now, who's doing the cover art for this next album? Do you know the artist's name?
Sherry started the artwork. I can't think of her. I want to say it's Gundy too, or Gandy.
Wow.
She's a phenomenal artist. But it's not in stone yet. That was when we were going to go one route. Now that we're going a completely different route, we don't know if that cover is going to be used or not. It was just black with red Shatter Messiah, and
Okay.
it was pretty basic, but I think that's all changed, so I'm not 100% sure who is going to end up doing the art now.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, you already talked about what you're planning for touring. But one question: when is Shatter Messiah coming back to Kentucky, so I get the chance to see them for the first time?
This summer.
This summer. All
This
right.
summer for sure, yes.
Okay, I'll stay healthy.
Yeah.
Please do. Please do. We want you to
Okay.
come and check it out.
Yeah. Oh, I want to be there.
We need a better crowd than the last time.
Uh-oh.
Well, it was
Snow
cold,
kinda
it was
killed us.
snow.
Oh, yeah.
We were
That's
actually
right, it
right
was
on the way,
snowing,
slid
yeah.
out, and
Oh, it was horrible.
had to pull it out with a tractor even to get there. So.
Damn. Well, okay, Michael, how do your vocals different from Greg Wagner was the previous singer.
Mm-hmm.
How do your vocals differ?
You know, Curran always said that Wags was like Maiden's first vocalist with them, and I'm like Bruce Dickinson. I bring that
Yeah.
different dynamic. Wags is a tremendous singer, but we're two different style of singers. I am more of the Halford or the Halfordish, the Bruce Dickinson type singer, but I try to incorporate that into my own thing, you know.
Yeah.
So that's how Curran always describes it. So I'll just describe it that way.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, and Pat, you replaced Dusty Holt, is that right?
That is true.
Now, I don't know anything about Dusty, but I believe he played rhythm guitar, right?
Yeah, I believe he was more of a rhythm guitar. I think
Okay.
Curran did most of all the leads, the first two records. I'm pretty sure of that.
Oh, good rhythm guitarist is necessary.
Yeah. I think Dusty, from what Curran told me, I think he only did one lead on the God Breathes Like Flesh, on the song Idolater. On the new record, Curran did give me a little bit more freedom.
Oh, right.
I have a couple of solos on the record. And hopefully, you know, that'll expand in the future. If not, it's cool too, because I just
Sure.
enjoy playing. And the rhythm parts are, you know, extreme enough to where they're interesting, or I'm not getting bored by just playing, you know, major chords. It's pretty ballsy stuff that Curran writes, even when he does. And yeah, it's a lot of fun and very challenging.
I just thank God I'm not the drummer.
I know, right?
Oh. What do you do to maintain your stamina and energy when you're touring?
I work out with Bob.
Okay.
I P90 exit with Bob.
Okay.
You know, water, you know, try to eat healthy, try to avoid the McDonald's and the fast food.
Yeah.
Well, the whole
You can't
band.
do the typical rock style.
Yeah,
right?
like Curran's gluten allergies. I can't have seeds in certain things, and
Bob's is
diabetic.
Yeah.
So we do live off granola bars, and we'll stop with a little grill and grill chicken and things like that. So I'm more unhealthy at home and I drink more. The road, we're actually good boys. I'm worse at the farm. I drink more, party more there.
Well, the farm's
Because
cool
Dad
place,
can vouch for that.
Oh yeah. Me, I just drink a lot of bourbon when I'm on the road. No, I'm just kidding. I do drink. I love my bourbon because I'm a Kentucky boy, but
Yeah.
I don't even
you have
smoke
to drink-
weed on the road.
You have to drink a lot of water, and there you go.
I don't. Or before I play.
Yeah.
I want people to get 100% every time.
Yeah.
I don't want to be influenced by anything. Whether you paid $5 or $30 to see us, or there's 5 people there, or there's 30,000 people there, I want them to get the best of me they can get every single time.
That can't happen if you're drunk.
And playing.
I know, because I went to see Joe Cocker in Greece,
Oh, okay.
and they had to cancel the show because he was too drunk to get on stage. That
Wow.
was disappointing.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
And this stuff is so difficult. You can't get up there half, wasted and
No.
try to play this stuff without being sloppy as hell. So
Yeah.
you got to maintain and be sober when you go out and play, and then when you get off stage, you can have your drinks
Have
or
your
whatever.
fun,
So,
yeah. Okay. And this is something, I know some people go, hey, thanks for trying to figure out what we are, and we appreciate it, but we just play music. We're just rockers. But I know reading reviews, when I first started reading reviews many years ago, record reviews, I would end the review and go, oh, really? They never did tell me. What kind of music am I expecting to hear,
We are thrash metal, to answer your question.
Okay.
We are
all right.
old school Megadeth, Metallica. We are thrash metal. That's what we are.
Yep.
All right, I'm good.
Answers
I love
that
thrash.
quickly.
Yeah. All right, if you could share the stage with any band, who would it be?
Maiden.
Maybe. See, Curran's already done that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's already got the
He's already
beat.
got that. And Priest too. He's done Priest too.
Priest
Him,
too.
Bob.
Wow.
So yeah, it would have to be, because there was such, phenomenal band. It had to be
Sure.
Maiden or Judas Priest for me.
One of my ones that I wanted to do was Triumph, but we actually got to do that at Rocklahoma and Pound, which I got to knock out about 30 of my favorite bands all in one shot. On that show. So, but that was a treat just to stand there and see those guys after one of their first shows. That was in '08, I think. That was one of their first shows in 20 years.
Wow, yeah.
It was
That
awesome.
would have been awesome.
It was awesome. It was.
It was are there any bands that you would like to open for you? Who would you like to warm up the crowd for you?
Oh, wow.
Wow. Maiden.
Yeah,
that's
Maiden
just,
Creed.
that's just arrogance. You know, any great up and coming band, I would, you know, obviously with True Metal Records, I'm always on the lookout for an up and coming band. You know, unfortunately, there's just too much of the same. There's not a lot of originality, because as soon as I get that band, I'll do everything I can to make them take them to the next step.
Yeah.
You know, but I just don't want the same style of band over and over and over. I get so many. Miss Metal actually helps me too. She can vouch for it. She gets the same, and Kathy, you know, the same music over and over and over. It's like, oh my God, is there anybody doing anything different? You know?
Yeah. Okay. Now, the first true metal band I ever listened to was Black Sabbath.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just a youngster when they first came out. Okay, you know. So anyway, but I recall where I lived. That was just outside of Cincinnati. When Black Sabbath came out, nobody even listened to the words of the song. And it was just seemed like everybody's considered, even people my age, you know, they thought it was satanic music, and they obviously never like listened to the lyrics. Is Shatter Mesiah music satanic?
No. I don't think so.
Is it what?
Satanic?
Oh no, no.
Okay.
Not at
No, I
all.
don't
Good.
think so.
Not at all.
People, I mean, I know
Yeah.
a lot of people have concepts because our second album's called God Burns Like Flesh.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really, I don't think it's anything about, it may have a little bit of religious things to it, but it's also, you know, government and people like that. It's
Yeah.
not even close to being satanic, I don't
Yeah,
think.
I don't
not
know
at
too
all.
many that are really. All right, now that's all the questions I've got. At least, unless I think of something later, I'll call you on the phone. But is there anything else you'd like to add now to the interview?
No,
Anything
just
else
we
you'd like to
appreciate
say?
it. We appreciate you. We appreciate the people that are supporting us. It seems like right now, I think Pat can vouch for this, we've gotten more support over the last few years.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've been blessed with Pound locally. We were always one of the top draws. And,
Yeah.
But, you know, right now it seems like it's really starting to happen for us in our career. So we want to thank everyone that is supporting.
Most
And
definitely.
hopefully we keep building off this with new albums and new deals. And we see you guys on the road this summer.
All right.
Please buy the record.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
ask
Buy
me
the
for the next
record.
gig.
No, I'm not going to copy it and give you a copy. All right. On behalf of myself and especially me, but for Metal Master Kingdom too, I want to thank both of you very much.
Oh, thank you for having us
Thank you.
down, man. Appreciate
Oh,
it.
I appreciate you coming here.
Anytime.
All right. Well,